Hello Gemini, welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. So in this series this week that I'm working on Gemini, we're just going to kind of look at how the year is wrapping up for you. So we're going to look at the next 4 months. So we're in September now. So September, October, November, and December. I'm going to use my moon. Ology deck, what do you have here? Conclusions are within reach. We've got the Energy Oracle deck, the Thinking Woman. I got some magic too. So I brought the Wizard's Tarot. I thought if we're trying to reach into the future a little bit, we need a little bit of Wizard's Tarot. You have the World card. Well, that's interesting to have that with conclusions. And you have the teeny tiny Two of Cups. The teeny tiny Two of Cups. Teeny tiny Everyday Witch. Now, one of the things that I've been saying, just trying to remember to say it in these readings, is that I'm reading energy right now, like as it's projecting forward. So if there's something that you see in the reading and it's something that you actually can affect and you're not too happy with how it seems to be playing out, it's just kind of like the universe's way of saying, here's a little heads up. You can adjust yourself if you need to. If you love what you're seeing, then just keep doing what you're doing. I mean, that's really kind of how it can be, because I'm like, why would Spirit, we can look into the future. So why would Spirit do that if we can't change it? Or if we can't analyze and go, oh my God, that's good, that's okay, And then if it's things that we can't make big changes about in our lives, things that are happening around us that we don't have much control over, yeah, it just gives you a heads up. So look at it that way, Gemini. So let's get started, Gem. September, October, November, and December for Gemini. As we are closing off 2022. 2022 for the Gems. All right, September, Gemini. A fiery climax approaches. Full moon in Aries. Interesting. So, what didn't you have? What was the underlying card you had after the pre-shuffle? Conclusions were within reach or something like that. So conclusions and climax, those are both kind of like sort of similar. Interesting. So September could be an interesting month for you. There could be a lot of things going on in September for you. Full moon in Aries. So I kind of feel like with Aries energy, it's cardinal energy. So it's like initiating, being an initiator, like taking control of situations. So maybe there's something that you need to do in that in terms of concluding something. It's fiery. October. Wow. Expect powerful change. New moon eclipse. Woo. Wow, you guys have big energy going on the first 2 months in this. It's interesting because the other signs that I've been doing, it's kind of like theirs have been paving the way into 2023, and yours, like something significant perhaps happening for them in 2023, but yours is, yours feels like it's happening kind of like now. November, it's time to take action. New moon in Aries. Look at this. Full moon. There's something concludes here. Powerful change occurs because of that. And now it's time to start to get like using the same energy, this cardinal energy. But then you go into a new moon after an eclipse. So the eclipse to me, I really feel like too, is kind of like the Wheel of Fortune energy, or, just something unexpected, perhaps. Certain things need to line up in a particular way. Timing could be here, like sort of divine timing could be in play. And once that happens, things really shift for you. You have big shifts and changes. The last part of 2022, Gemini. December. Your commitment is being tested. First quarter moon. Now, when that card comes out, I kind of think to myself, the universe is asking you, how much do you really want this? Do you really want this? Whatever that is. It could be, maybe it's peace and quiet. Maybe it's a new job. Maybe it's a partnership. Maybe it's a vacation. Maybe it's a new way of life. Whatever it is, You need to take action here. The action I feel like that you take in November for whatever this is going to turn out to be, it's kind of like digging into an onion as I pull out more layers to this reading. But for right now, it's something that you're going to need to take action towards in November. And then I think you have to push through in December. Initialize it in November and push it through in December. Yeah, the first quarter to get some cycle completed here. Get it going, get it going. Be bold and make, look at this, cardinal moon. Be bold and make the first move. Take time to breathe out, disseminating moon. Don't let your past hold you back south. No, yeah, you're all doing like so many uprights in the underlines. It's really interesting. Okay, when it's so many, I just do the first two. But you do have don't let your past hold you back. So that's interesting as the third card. Be bold and make the first move. So pace yourself too. God, there's a ton of Aries here. There's a ton of Aries energy in your reading. Like really, because I'm just saying that again, cardinal. Who are the other cardinals on? Aries, I think, is it Capricorn and Aquarius? And who am I missing as the water? Cancer, I think so. Let me see that. I have it written down somewhere. Oh, I don't know where that would be. It's been a long time since that. I guess we can just go on that. We can Google it later if we're not sure, you know. So I think it's been a long time since I've looked at something like that. So it's all about what you do for the next 4 months, Gemini. A little bit like the ball is in your court. What are you going to do with it? As soon as the ball gets lobbed back into your court, do something with it. Do something. All right, so now the energy oracle deck to look a little more deeply into this luscious, yummy onion of your life. Onions are really good for you. Yeah, so terrible. Oh, patience. Wow. Okay. A fiery climax approaches. So it's almost like a heads up. Like maybe you start to get in September, you start to get sort of like whiffs of change. There's something that starts to kind of present itself. Something's changing a little bit in September because it's something that you're being patient for. And it approaches in September. So it is about being patient here, playing the long game. But I don't feel like your long game is very long. So maybe you've already been playing the long game and you're approaching the conclusion of that long game in some area of your life. October, expect powerful change. Oh, divine intervention. Holy crap. Door to spirit, right? I see this like eclipse energy to me is sort of like divine timing, and you have a divine card. Divine timing, divine intervention. You guys got some real powerful energy the next 4 months. So it's time to take action. November, new moon in Aries. Second chakra. Archangel Ariel. This is your soul's calling. Okay. The universe, there's something going on here for you. In terms of, I feel like your course in life and you needing to like commit to it. Like your commitment is being tested in December. But like the second chakra to me is one of the most vulnerable areas. It's the house of the soul. It's intimate spaces. It's intimacy of ourselves and even how we share that. You might feel kind of vulnerable, perhaps because, I don't know if there's something you've been waiting a long time for and all of a sudden energy is moving and, you know, like just keeping up with that suddenly as well. It does feel like with all this eclipse and door to spirit energy, as if there's something to do with your soul's path, like a contract or something that your soul wanted to accomplish or do or initiate in this lifetime. You're feeling that. You're feeling that calling. You can't deny your soul in November. Yeah, you can't deny your soul in November. And I want to say too, like I think of Aries and Pisces as two of, now it doesn't have to mean like this is your sun placement, right? Like you could have a lot of planets in either one of the houses in that, or I don't know, you know, just astrology works in so many ways, but I always see like Aries and Pisces and the signs that are slightly out of it and the signs that are, yeah, like, so even Aquarius or Taurus and even Gemini and Capricorn. I see those as like really spiritual placements because I look at it in terms of the youngest and the oldest, you know, how we look at the sign. And I always see like the youngest of human beings and the oldest of human beings are always, to me, the most connected with spirit, because they are the closest to it. The youngest have obviously just come from the cosmos, and the oldest are on their way to connect back with it. So there is a sense here, like with so much Aries energy coming out and cardinal energy, and then the second chakra in the door to spirit, it's like your soul's calling here and you have to respond. You hear it clearly. Maybe that's, you know, kind of like that. Like you hear it clearly. You got a connection here. Your soul's calling to you in November, and you need to take some kind of action to fulfill it, or it just won't feel right. December, your commitment is being tested. Oh, wow. Look at that. Then you have the third chakra, confidence. You can do this, right? I love it. Moving from the second to the third chakra. You got this. Look at all these cards in the 30s. Maybe you're in your 30s, or there's something significant about 30s. 32, 36, 37. And even 16, which comes out to 32 as well. That's interesting. Like if you double it up, honey. Double it up. Victory. And that's the only one in the underline. Victory. It's interesting that the sixth chakra is in the reverse here. This is all about action in the now. Action in the now. So if you've been following your intuition, if you've been kind of like having visions or ideas or feelings, and you've been going on those have been leading you forward or guiding you in some way, and you've been patient. I feel like in September, you're going to continue to be patient, but you're starting to see the winds of change. And there comes a big gust of wind in October. You're starting to see the winds of change. A big gust comes in October. And then it's all about, there's not so much about following intuition here. It's just maybe a little bit in terms of, but it's more like, if it almost feels like if you don't do this, it doesn't feel right. So you need to take the action to like ground whatever this is that your soul is calling you to do. It doesn't feel right if you don't do it. It almost feels like you're digging like some sort of karma for yourself. That's like, this is crazy. Why I need to do this? And when I say digging karma for yourselves, it's almost like if you don't do this, you're going to face this challenge again later on in life, or in another lifetime, or both. I want to say until you balls up and do whatever this is for yourself. Balls up, ovaries up. Do it, man. All right, let's see what the tarot adds to this. Whoa, the Ten of Swords. A fiery climax. You've been patient for some sort of really, like the final ending here, like the final sword to come in and end something. Oof. October. New moon eclipse, expect powerful change, door to spirit. The Devil. We're talking about a divine intervention. It's like a divine intervention in October. Divine timing. The Devil. There's something at play here that's not right, and it's getting corrected. Hello. Something at play that's not right, and it's getting corrected. And okay, if you've been like involved in something that's felt like it's held you back from, I don't know, even free will with the Devil, your free will somehow perhaps, or you've been dealing with individuals that are manipulative, You know, I can kind of see why these two cards are coming in after. Because if something's getting cleared by the universe here, it's almost reminding me of, I always like picture like wounded animals in these kind of circumstances. Because, well, animals just, I mean, often they will be really honest with their body language and I don't trust you, I don't want to go. It's like a little bit like a little animal that's been caged, and every time somebody opened the door and he tried to come out, we were like poking at him and screaming at him, and yeah, just goes back into the cage, right? Like, when will this end? This Ten of Swords, I don't know, I just threw it on the floor. So the Ten of Swords, when will this end? And then it's like the universe does something. So the people that typically come to the cage and open the door and like attack the little animal that is you and yell at it and throw spears and rocks at it, they were on a bus ride to go and see you, and a big boulder fell in front of the road and they couldn't get to the cage to do what they would typically do. So the universe blows the gate open, and it's almost like the universe is taking care of the devil energy. But you, right, it's time to take action, but you stand, it's almost like standing at the opening of that gate, that cage, not going. No. Listen, you've got to go. You wanted this, right? You wanted this for yourself. You wanted to be freed. You wanted something to come to some sort of conclusion. You wanted things to change. Well, I'm telling you, they changed. What are you going to do about it? You going to run out of the cage and then run back in? Or are you going to keep running? I don't know. I don't know what this is. Okay, so let's pull out a card. It's time to take action. November, second chakra. Wow, the Lovers. Well, that's nice. Oh, that feels like divinity. You step into divinity in November. You, the Lovers, your card, you step into divinity in November. You walk away from something toxic here. But I do feel like your role in this was perhaps to be patient, and the universe is initiating their role in this, which is divine timing and a divine intervention in some way. So now December, your commitment is being tested, third chakra. It's brilliant. It's bloody brilliant. After the metaphor that I created in this reading, you have the Knight of Wands. You just keep running. You just keep going. You keep going. Whatever this is, you don't lose the momentum. You get it? It like somehow in October, November, right? Like however this plays out. And then it's almost as if like you're not even sure what to do with this energy. Like, what do I do now? This can't be safe. This can't be okay. This can't be resolved. This can't be finished. This can't be. And then, listen, you need to keep this ball rolling for yourself. Wow, damn, the Four of Pentacles. Look how this is all chained up and locked up. I really do feel like there's something here that's almost been against your free will. And if it's against your free will, if somebody's doing it or something's, I don't know. There's a massive karma. And there's a huge correction in October. If someone has been lying and manipulating with the Devil card, if someone's just been showing up like really toxic, the universe is just clearing it out. It's like do you know what I'm getting? It's one of my favorites. Actually, yeah, because is it Gemini? Gemini rising. No, not Gemini. Gemini North Node is who I associate George Bailey with, the archetype of George Bailey, and It's a Wonderful Life, which is kind of funny because here we are in Gemini. And it's the scene where George Bailey says, you know, maybe everyone would be better off if I'd never been born. And his little guardian angel says, oh. And he looks up and says, well, yeah, we can do that. Okay, we'll do that then. And then the wind, like the door blows open and the wind rushes in. Because everything has changed, right? Like the timeline has changed. George Bailey, you've never been born before. Now you can, it's not that. It's just like the drama of this, like the eclipse energy. And the door to spirit is just blowing open. I kind of like it because it sort of gives me hope in like things that we see happening around the world often, and in our own personal lives too, where there can be things that are just so wrong, and often it feels like the devil has more control than anything else going on over here. But then it's like, boom, no, let's just remember who created this space. Okay, a fiery climax, patience, and the Ten of Swords is in September. A fiery climax, patience, and the Ten of Swords, the Two of Cups, whoa, and the Ten of Swords. This could be a relationship with someone. It could have started off really good, and it's, I don't know, an ending in this relationship. Something went sour here. The Two of Cups to the Ten of Swords, and then the Ten of Swords. Well, this Ten of Swords is just like, you've got patience with it. So what was going on with that? The King of Swords, the Death card, and the Two of Swords. Wow, this is almost like somebody has to make a judgment, or something has to, like it could be a ruling, or it could be just, I feel a little bit like part of this divine intervention is spirit working through other people and through systems around you with the King of Swords, the Death card, and the Two of Swords. It's almost as if it is written that something is to be a certain way, and the Death card is ready to cut that final thread. Look at him, just standing there, right? Like the King of Swords is holding the sword of truth. He's holding the sword of fact. He's holding the sword of law. He's holding the sword of, when it's in a healthy energy, of integrity and honesty. And then the Death card is there, like almost like ready to utilize that sword. There's a thread here, and you've got the Two of Cups with the Ten of Swords. So, but the Two of Swords, well, like, well, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. There's something to be done. Here we go. October, expect powerful change, door to spirit, and the Devil. October. The Two of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles. Wow. I mean, whatever you've been dreaming or hoping for, there you go. Like, and sitting quite comfortably. Like this is a protected energy too. The Nine of Pentacles is the Empress in protection, Empress in waiting. It's a protected energy because usually too, like she's behind walls. She or he is behind a wall here and protected and looked after. I feel like things are going on around you even that are causing change to affect your life, but you may not even be participating in it. The universe is looking after. The universe is totally looking after you the rest of the year. But you do. When it is your time to take action, though, the universe is telling you, you've got to do it. You've done your part in it, which to me is, I guess, being patient. And now something's happening. And the winds, I just keep seeing that door blowing open. And I think, what is his angel's name? I can't remember. And he looks up, you don't have to be all dramatic about it. Don't have to be all dramatic about it. Something like that. Anyways, November, it's time to take action. Second chakra, the Lovers. It's time to take action. Second chakra, the Lovers. The Queen of Pentacles and Justice. Wow, it's kind of interesting that that's coming in with this combination here with this King of Swords, almost like, you know, speaking the truth, demonstrating the truth, showing it to be the law, and then this sword, his sword, being utilized to do something, but like just throwing blindly at a dartboard. Time to take action with the Queen of Pentacles and Justice. You may need to invest in something here. That investment could be monetary. That investment could be like how you, how you just kind of like even nurture your space. If this is like something to do with work, if this was, you know, like a business contract, whatever it could be, there's something here that's you might feel vulnerable. Let's look at, actually, let's look at each one of these. Action. What is the action in specifically here? The Ace of Wands. Okay, you will be inspired. Wow, the Ace of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles. You're going to be inspired. You're either going to be inspired, and this inspiration will cause you to see something about your situation that you've never seen before, that, oh, damn, the gate's open and there's nobody here to throw rocks at me. Can I go out? Or you're just feeling it. Like, it is a bit of that intuition, but it feels like more like, well, now you need to, it's not intuition coming in for you to just believe or hope or see or be patient. It's intuition coming in like, you need to do this. You need to free yourself. Isn't that true? Like, actually, how I described it as, you know, the universe has opened the gate and they've taken care of the ones that used to open the gate and throw rocks and spears at you. You still have to walk through the gate. You've got to do it. It's almost like the coast is clear. Look after yourself and do this. December. Wait, oh, no, I'm not going there yet. So, second chakra, the vulnerability. Your soul's calling. Page of Pentacles and Ten of Pentacles. This is a big leap. This is learning real fast and getting somewhere real quick. It's kind of funny. Okay, just give me a second. This is really specific. So this part is not going to be for everybody. Wait, it's coming in a couple of different ways. Okay, the first way it's coming in, you see this Page of Pentacles is exactly the same kid standing over here in the Ten of Pentacles. Some of you could be adopting a child and bringing this child into your home. You could be getting involved in a relationship where someone has a child and you're bringing this child into your space, like accepting them as yours kind of thing. So yeah, however, yeah. And then I feel like, though, you're about to become, if that's not your case, I feel like it's got to be for someone. The imagery is so specific, is that I feel like you are like fresh and new here. And that's a bit of like, you know, like feeling vulnerable as well. But you've got to step forward. You've got to take the action. And when you do, you are getting somewhere. And it's almost like, because now this page starts off alone, you know, trying to figure things out, just going along, learning as they go. And then they suddenly end up in the Ten of Pentacles. And there's a group here. So there's a supportive group. Take the first step, and this is where you'll end up. December, your commitment is being tested. That card did a double flip. The Nine of Swords. Don't get in your head. Don't overthink this. Don't overthink this, Gemini. Nine of Swords is your card in the tarot. Don't do it. Action. It's all about action. The confidence to take the action. Third chakra. Confidence. Oh, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. The Five of Cups and the Three of Swords. It's a tough one. Okay. December, there's a likelihood you could get into your head. And why? Because there's a lot riding on this in terms of your emotions. I want to say in terms of your emotions, your emotional and mental health. So either you've been working on that and you're afraid that you might be putting yourself in a situation that if it doesn't go the way you're hoping, that you could end up, you know, taking 5 steps back here in any like work that you've done for yourself. But I feel like too, your commitment is being tested. Is like, what do you want for yourself? Because this energy that you're moving out of isn't good. So it's good to be moving out of it. But if you're apprehensive about stepping somewhere new beyond that, you're kind of staying in that energy. So that's what the universe is saying. Like, come on now. You wanna, we've done something here, and now it's your turn. You got to live, and I guess you got to take chances too sometimes. That's part of living. The Five of Cups and the Three of Swords. There's just, you know, maybe a fear too, a fear of just being heartbroken and disappointed. But you've got to move past that. You've got, your passion and drive is what fuels this. It's almost like too, like looking out and getting out of the cage and thinking, oh, but what if someone lures me into another cage? You know, maybe you got, as this little animal, you got lured into a cage. Some nasty little kids lured you into a cage with some food or something. Like the cage looked pretty safe and you were starving. And the door closed. I'm like, oh, no. And then every time they open the door, attack you. So it's like you're out of the cage, but now you're afraid to wander. Or you're just afraid to move. Or you're in your head about it. Thinking, what if I end up trapped again? Or what if I end up in another cage? The Knight of Wands. Just see what life has for you. The Six of Swords. December is about, it's one foot in front of the other and picking up the pace as you're doing it. Just keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. Wow, you guys had quite the reading. Oh, Jesus. The Hangman and Temperance. Oh, well, I'm telling you, I feel like y'all have been in, what do you call that? A circling pattern, or what is that? A holding pattern. A holding pattern, or, and that holding pattern is about to release in the next couple of months. Oh, and you're, wow, be bold and make the first move. Take time to breathe out. Every time you take a step, do another one, and another one. Give yourself a second to acclimatize to what changes are happening. Yeah. Actually, I all of a sudden felt like dizzy. You're like out of breath and just, okay, everything is spinning. Just give me a second. Well, you have like a reading like nobody others so far. So there you go. I don't know if you're like that or not, but it's coming. It's big change coming for you, Gemini. I'm going to go do the extended. In the extended, I'm looking at the main energy or theme for 2023 for you. So thank you, my Gem friends. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.